You know, and that's what I think helps me now that I'm an instructor for personal trainers. I think that journey, kind of like what you're talking about, the falling, you know, and getting back up and the falling and that scared, I think that's what helps me to talk to young, you know, trainers. But absolutely, the first job that I got in fitness was folding towels at Georgetown Fitness, you know, north of Austin. And from there, I actually got hired on at PFTA, the original location, but I was doing sales. And so I was answering phone calls. I was kind of the secretary up there, but it was kind of neat to see that side of the business. There I met the founder of PFTA, R.A. Escobar, and he became kind of my mentor. You know, I was so inspired about what he had done and what he had built. And not only that he had a successful business, but he was so passionate about what he did, you know, which was huge. And I was passionate too.
So did you look at him and seek him out at that point in time as a mentor figure?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's what I did. And so I nipped at his heels, basically. From there, I actually went and I worked in sales for a little while. I got presented with an opportunity to help a guy open a gym. And went and took that for a little bit, but the gym wasn't working out. I was starting to fall. I lost a bunch of money on that investment, and it was basically kind of, you know, at the ground level. And at that point, I remember thinking, like, I don't know that I'm going to come out of this. Am I going to have to get a regular job? Am I going to have to lose fitness? What, you know, what's going to happen here? And at that point, it was funny. You know, just a couple of other things worked out. I ended up kind of getting back on my feet with it. I got presented with the opportunity to open PFTA schools in San Antonio. Was able to do that. It was really interesting kind of.
So where one opportunity is ending, so to speak, yeah, another one is beginning.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and
it's amazing how that works sometimes.
It really is, and something I tell people is, I'm like, you know, I wouldn't change it for the world, because those experiences that I had, you know, those falling down, that really helped me to understand business the way I do now. You know, there are things that
the theory of the as I like to call it, the what not to do, right?
The what not to do.
Okay, I've learned a few things what not to do. So cool.
Yeah,
I can remember those moving forward.
Absolutely.
That's always always a very hard lesson to learn, but it's amazing how many business owners, even with great mentors, it's just one of those steps that, you know, almost every business owner has to go through at some point in their career or their entrepreneurship career, so to speak.
Right. Absolutely.
But you know, it's the bit of the falling down. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like fitness. You know, we break it down to rebuild it stronger.
Right.
So,
you know, and it's since I've been in doing the fitness industry, I've separated, you know, my mentor, so to speak. I look up to a lot of people in this industry. I'm a very open-minded, you know, individual when it comes to fitness, because I think so many people have different outlooks, but so much different things to offer, and I like taking a little bit from everybody. You know, and guys like R.A. and the guy that helped me, you know, open this gym, Avery, you know, a guy named Keith Graff, you know, some of these guys were really business mentors to me as far as the business side of fitness. Right. But then as far as my personal fitness and working out and nutrition, you know, there's guys like David Linall, who was a huge inspiration to me in that aspect, because, you know, he basically was able to show me my nutrition program, my workout programs, and break it down in a simplistic way that actually made me change my whole way of thinking. You know, so, you know, it's just kind of, you know, one of those things where I try to take a little bit from everybody and try to grow myself, you know, every day. So.
Okay. So, question for you. We're going to play a little what we call word association game here. Okay. So this is one of those things where I'll throw out little terms or questions, and it's just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
What's the hardest part about being a personal trainer?
Oh, man. I probably should answer faster than that, huh?
No, that's okay. Take your time.
Hardest part about being a...
You know what the hardest part about being a personal trainer is? Is that answering the questions about what's the hardest part about being a personal trainer?
That's it, yeah. That's it. Hardest part about being a personal trainer... in my opinion, the hardest part about being a personal trainer is making sure that you're a role model to everybody. Like, you have to live up to a standard, because your clients and people around you are looking up to you, and I feel like that's something that you can't drop the ball on. So that's difficult to me. It gets stressful sometimes, you know. But
so is that in relation to the idea that if, as a successful personal trainer, maybe the philosophy of you really have to walk the part, look the part, and have that educational grass, so to speak, behind you. Absolutely. To say, hey, I'm a living example of what I'm helping to teach you how to do.
Absolutely. I 100% believe that you need to be able to walk the walk. A smart financial advisor told me, don't listen to a financial advisor that's not already a millionaire.
Good point.
Personally, I feel I live it every day. Thanks to people I've looked up to, but I live it every day. I'm in the gym 5 days a week. I eat a certain way. I live a certain way. I learn about nutrition and fitness, and I would not expect myself to stand in front of a group of personal trainers and teach them something that I'm not actually doing myself. So, yeah.
Makes absolute sense. Okay, next question. What's the most difficult client you've ever had? No names. Just the most difficult client you've ever had.
I had a client that walked into our gym, a small studio I was working at the time, and he was close to 450 pounds.
Wow, okay.
He was what I consider the worst, and he would know who I'm talking about. We're really close now, but he's what I would call the worst case scenario. He walked in, he was pre-diabetic, he had family history of heart problems, 450 pounds, every joint you could imagine was hurting, weighed enough to where you couldn't just get on traditional treadmills and things like that. So it was a huge challenge. It was actually a situation where I didn't even know if I wanted to take on the client because it was a high risk. But we were able to take him on. He was actually about to get lap band surgery. He was so desperate. And took him on. We actually managed to shed close to 150 pounds within his first year, and he decided lap band is not for him. Changed his life completely. Me and him are very close now. And it was,
how's he doing today?
He's doing really good. He's actually self-motivated now. Not training, but he's actually in the gym every day on his own and working out. And it's so funny. He walked in the first time scared to death. Imagine this, this worst case scenario, a very out of shape person that walk in the gym, and what an intimidating environment, and you're meeting this personal trainer, and so he walked in scared to death.
And he's probably thinking, there's no way.
Yeah, absolutely, that's what it was. But now you see him walk in the gym, it's like he owns the place. He walks in there with his chest out, with these tank tops on and stuff, just not the same person. It is just wild,
Wow, that's a great story. Very incredible. Congratulations. And we wish him the best as well.
Absolutely.
Next question. What's your greatest fitness achievement? You personally.
Greatest fitness achievement? I would say I had the opportunity to win David Nall's first ever fitness show. And I guess now they're calling it the Naturally Fit Super Show, right?
Correct, yep.
And,
Naturally Fit Super Show. Naturally Fit Super Show coming in July 2012. Stay tuned for more information. Thank you very much.
The first one that, it was so funny. I feel like I was just in the right place at the right time. But David actually just walked into our gym one day, and he was promoting his show that was coming up, and he told me I had a great look for the men's physique side of things. And so I got the opportunity to be able to work personally with David himself, and that's when, he changed my nutrition and my workouts and everything. But within, it couldn't have been more than 4 to 6 months, I got in the best shape of my life, and was able to take home the first place trophy at that show. And from there, I got published in 2 international fitness magazines, did all these different photo shoots, which led to other things like the GoFit products, and just all, it was a lot of different publicity that was just awesome, and it just, felt really cool. So that was probably what.
Very nice. That's quite an accomplishment right there. And look, they even made a statue after you. Right?
Yeah.
So the next question, right? A little bit tougher on this one. What's your greatest fitness failure?
Greatest fitness failure. Wow, greatest fitness failure. I would say when we tried to open a studio, me and a business partner tried to open up a studio, and I think, we went into it and just didn't click completely together, and, had a little falling out there, but we just kind of fell on our butts on that, and I'd say, that would definitely be my greatest fitness failure. And it's hard to say failure because I learned so much from that, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. But, there was a lot of money lost. There was a lot of, things that I wish would have gone differently. But again, it led me in a certain direction that I'm happy about now. So.
right, led you right in end, and now we're looking at successful PFTA, personal training schools. Very nice. One last question for you. 10 years from now, what does CJ Woodruff's life look like?
In 10 years from now, I would love to have my business or businesses running themselves. I would like them on autopilot. I would love to, I'm actually from a small town right outside of Waco, Texas, a little 3A town. You know, and I'd love to open up just some rinky-dink small gym in a small town and just work out for a living. That's what I would love to do.
Perfect.
I'd love to have autopilot businesses.
Sounds good to me. I'm there.
Yeah.
No problem.
Work out for a living and just hang out. So, you know, I'd focus more on family, you know, and all that.
So it sounds like the CJ Woodruff of the future, not only successful and fit, but returning back to those small town roots. Very nice. Well, CJ, thank you for coming in. Congratulations on all your success with PFTA Personal Training Schools.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for coming by and sharing some of your personal history and your ups and downs through the fitness industry. For more information on PFTA Personal Training Schools, CJ, go ahead. Tell them about where they can find information for you again.
www.pftaschools.com and request your free student catalog.
Perfect. And for additional information on upcoming episodes for Naturally Fit 360 TV, go to www.natfit360.tv. I'm your host, Chris Shepler, today with our special guest, CJ Woodruff, and we'll see you next time.